Hey, it's Mr. Grabo, and I'm going to give you a little how-to video of how to make these read posters for March's Reading Month. So do your best to follow along. Remember, it's a video, so you can always go back and rewatch the parts that you get stuck on. So I'll do my best to make this as clear as possible. There's a handful of different steps. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is to get to your correct slide number from the presentation that your teacher has shared with you. I've created like a practice template or practice presentation for you. So I'll open mine up, and I've already done this. So if you see me kind of go through kind of things kind of quickly or generate ideas quickly, it's because I've already thought of this one. So be patient with yourself as we do this and as we go through this process. So with your read poster, you're going to have kind of four parts to it. The first part is pretty basic. You need to have read up at the top, really big to draw the audience's attention. You're going to insert a picture of yourself here with the book. You're also going to include like a one or two line kind of recommendation or quote about the book, and then you're going to need to put your name and like your grade and what school you're in. So we'll get started. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is kind of pick a background. And you want to think of a background that's going to fit overall with your book, maybe what you're wearing. So we're going to go to slide and we're going to change the background. Now we're just going to change the color, and you'll see you could do solid colors if you would like. I really like this gradient look. So I'm going to do this gradient look, and I'm going to do that's a little dark. I'm going to do this one. You're not going to change the image, and if you don't like it, you can always just reset it. So we're just going to click done. Do not click add the theme. Just for yours, you're just going to do done. All right, so here is mine, and I'm going to add. I'm going to add my picture now. So this step is kind of complicated. So pay attention, and you may want to pause it, pause it, try it, and this will take some time. And you're going to be using the Chromebook camera, and these cameras aren't the world's best, so be patient with yourself. So over here to the is the launcher, and you're going to type in camera, and the camera on the Chromebook will pop up, and there I am, right? So over here to the left, you have a couple of different things. I like having this little frame. It kind of helps me make sure that I'm centered and things like that. Over here to the bottom left is your timer. You can turn it on and off. You're going to want this timer on, and up here at the top is like this mirror. So when you click this, you can see how it's changing, and this is not the one that I want because you can notice that the text is like backwards. So we're going to use this one, and I'm going to do the square. So it's going to help me, and you can make it full screen so you can see better. And when I click here, I'm going to just do a real simple pose with this book, and I'm in my office here doing this by myself, so I can't have a friend take the picture. So I set the timer, and you're going to want to kind of practice a little bit of like, all right, I want this in the picture. So you try to get this set up. If you want, like, you can do it you sitting in a chair. You're doing really whatever pose works for you and your idea. So I'm just gonna do really simple like this. No, I don't want to do a thumbs up, so I'll just do it like this. So I'm gonna go over here, and it will count down 3. So I can check out my picture over here, and the edit features on here aren't the greatest, so I'm not going to really goof off with these. So I got my image. Cool. All right, so I'm going to minimize these things, and I'm going to go back to the internet. Now, if I insert my image right now from the computer, it's right here under my downloads. I got the picture of my office in the background. I don't want that. So I'm going to show you a pretty easy website that will take away the background for you. So I'm going to delete that picture out of here, and I'm going to open up a new tab. And the website is called Remove BG. Whoops. Oh, yeah, there it is. So remove background from image. And this is a free website. Well, it's a freemium. So it's really, really nice. You don't need to log in or sign up or anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload that image that I just took. And it's going to go here to the computer. And for now, we're just going to do my files, my downloads. You can get things off your Google Drive, but that's a whole nother lesson. So I'll make sure I go back and help make sure that you clean up the computer so your picture's not on there. So there's my picture, and then it's removed the background, so I'm going to click download. Now this is the free part. If I want a better picture, I have to pay for it. So it's downloaded it, and it's just going to put it in my folder under my downloads. Okay, so I have two of them now. You see the original and then the removed background. So I go back to my poster, and I'm going to go to Insert, Image from Computer. And here it is. So now I can resize my picture, and you see I got that nice blank background to kind of make this pop. Now, I guess I can stretch myself. You're not really supposed to do that, but I want to be a little bit skinnier, so I guess I can stretch my picture and make myself look a little bit, I don't know, I don't like that. So I'm just going to go to undo. So grabbing the corners keeps the scaling of your picture correct. So you can use the arrow keys to kind of center yourself. All right, so there I am. And you want to make the read part, those four letters really pop. So you can put the read wherever you want on your poster. I'm just going to kind of do a generic up at the top. So I'm going to go here to insert, and I'm going to go down here to word art. And I'm going to do capitals, and I'm going to press enter. And you'll see it just kind of defaults it here in the center with some basic text, the basic font, and basic colors. I don't like that, but I do know that I want to move it up. So I'm going to drag it and move it up the best that I can. And Chromebook's being a little slow, so we're going to have to be a little patient. Now, I want to change, so I'm clicked on this read. So I'm going to go to font, and I want permanent marker. So it'll change my font to look like that, and that's what I was looking for. You can do whatever font you want that kind of fits your title too. So like when I look at the text on the cover of the book, I guess it's kind of like it. So I'm going to change this to red, and I'm picking red because it kind of matches the hoodie I'm wearing, and I want it all the way across. So I'm going to kind of stretch these letters all the way across. All right, I like that, I guess. Now if I drag here, you see that red line that pops up? That means it's perfectly centered, and I want this picture perfectly centered too. All right. So read, I got my picture. I got 2 out of the 4. Now, one of the other things that you need to do is to insert. You need to tell people who you are. And like your age and what school you go to. So we're going to go to insert, and this time we're just going to do text box, and I kind of want my name over here. So I'm going to click here, and you can always resize this text box later as you go. Now I'm going to change the font size to, we'll try 18. I don't really like this Arial font, so I can scroll, and I'm just going to kind of pick one so I'm not boring you too much. So we'll do Oswald, and I don't want it to be black. I actually want it to be white because I'm going to kind of have it like over my shoulder there. So I want you to be able to see it. So my name is Eric Grabo, and it's still kind of small. So I'm thinking I'm going to highlight it. Shift and arrows will let me highlight it, and let's make it 36. Let's see. All right, I want to resize that a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think that's. Maybe I won't go with the shoulder. Let's put it over here and see how that looks. Let's bring it down just a little bit. Whoops. There we go. Take it over. All right, I like it. I also need to include a little bit about myself. So I'm going to insert this again. I'm going to go to text box, and I want it like right about here. So I want the same font, so it remembers it for me. I'm going to do size 24. Let's change it to white again. So I am the STEM librarian. Yep. And I'm going to press enter, and I'm going to type in Washington Woods. Now, you see that I spelled librarian incorrectly because it gave me that red squiggly line. You right click on it. That's tap 2 fingers on the Chromebook right over the word, and it will give you the correct suggestion. So I'm looking at this. I'm looking at what I got here so far, and I think I want to make my name bigger. So I can click here and change my font size. Let's go 48. Whoops, I got to highlight. You got to highlight if you're going to change the font size. So let's do 48. All right, let's see. All right, I'll resize it. All right, I feel like I can see that pretty good. And the STEM librarian, I don't know how happy I am with the size of that. So I'm going to go over to the beginning and then hold shift and go down and just highlight them all. I find that using shift and the arrows a little bit easier than trying to click with the Chromebook with the pad. Ooh, no, I don't like that size 30. So I'm going to have it all highlighted, and instead of 30, I'm going to do 28. So you can just type it in. Even though it's not an option here, you can just type it. So we'll do 28, and let's center it. So I go over here to align, and let's center it. Nice. I'm going to go ahead and put this a little bit under my name, and you see those red lines again? That really helps align everything up. So Eric Grabo, STEM librarian, Washington Woods. I like it. And so I got three out of the 4 requirements done. I got read, I got my picture with the book. I got my name and my title. For most students, you're going to put sixth grader Washington Woods or fifth grader Washington Woods. Now, the fourth thing that you need to do is you're going to need to add a quote or like a recommendation kind of. Most books on the back, they'll have people write 1 or 2 lines about it. So for the one and only Ivan, it says, quite simply, this story is life-changing by another author. Will capture readers' hearts and never let go. A must-have. So you have to come up with your own. So no copying somebody else. And this was actually a little bit harder for me to come up with than what I thought. And I'm still not totally happy with what I came up with. But we're going to go with it anyways. So I go to Insert, Text Box. So I'm going to insert my text box. I want it right here. Whoops. Let's try again. So insert text box, and we'll do it right here. And we can always change the size of the text box when we want. So I'm going to change my font size to 36. That way, hopefully you guys will be able to see it. And I'm going to go with a different font than what I've done before. And as you guys get older, you'll find that you'll like a certain font and you'll use it all the time. I'm going to try this Merriweather, and I just want the normal. So you start off with a quote because you're saying this. Everyone needs to know the unbelievable story of Ivan. Period. And then I don't want it all caps. I don't need to yell at you. So all caps is like yelling. So, whoops, we lost it there. Let's go back. IVAN. All right. So I'm gonna resize my text box just a little bit. I'm not liking this spacing here. So I'm going to click inside this text box. I'm going to highlight everything. So let's center it inside my text box. I do want it just a little bit bigger. Okay, I'll go with that. And let's see. How does white look? I don't know. I was hoping that it would look good. I'm not totally sure about that. So let's try it again. Shift, arrows. Fried black? Oh, I kind of like that. So, for the sake of time, I'm going to be okay with this. It's not exactly how I want it. I could change things around a little bit, but I grabbed the audience's attention with this read. I have me and my book. I got a little bit of information about myself and 1 or 2 lines kind of highlighting the book of what they say. And then you're done. Talk to your teacher, get some feedback, and see what they like, see what your peers like, and what you could improve upon. So this is done. However, we do want to make sure that the pictures that we took are off the computer, right? Because they're just under My Files downloads, and we don't want a huge mess. So you can just go back to over here to the launcher, and you can type files. Whoops. Sorry, guys. You can go over here to the launcher and type files. And since I've already done it, you'll see it pops up really quick. And you can go to your downloads and you can just trash them. So, yes, I'm done with this. Yes, I'm done with this. and you can just delete it. It's really important that you keep your digital mess as cleaned up as you can, because here in a couple of years you're going to have lots of stuff and you want to be able to find things. So here's my read poster. I got myself, I took away that background, and your teacher can actually print this off for you in color, which I hope we're going to have a whole bunch of these all around the building by the end of March. And this is what it would look like when it's printed. And we'll get these printed off in color for us. So these look, they look like a professional did it. So I hope this video helped you, and rewind it, watch it however many times you need to. And if you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to me, and I'll do my best to help you.